Hey everybody, Jason here. So Susan and I have been traveling for 3 weeks across the United States in our town and country that we converted into an adventure van. We're right now out in the National Forest outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. We stopped to do a deep clean. We're on our way home and reorganize everything, and we thought this would be a great time for us to give you a little tour of the rig that we built out. So let's take a look. So the first thing we did with building out the Chrysler Town & Country into an adventure van is I took out all of the seats in the back. We're traveling by ourselves, all of our kids have moved out, and so we really didn't need them and we could use the space. So you'll notice first of all that we've got things set up here for some storage. In the Chrysler Town & Country, the back seats fold into the ground, so with taking those totally out, we've got room over here for our shoes. We have our very important games that we take on the road to play. We travel with a Bourge RV condenser refrigerator, keeps our food cold. And I built out a galley that sits over here. That we'll show you this in more detail in a little bit. But we have everything we need right here to cook. So with our refrigerator, food storage, all of our cooking utensils, it's a great place for us to be able to cook while we're driving on the road or stopping at camp. And yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. And since we took out the seats in the back, then right now we have the van set up in couch mode. So as you can see, we're set up in a couch mode with a really nice backrest, some hangers to hang our hats on either side. We have plenty of storage underneath the seat part where we have other storage for our trips right underneath there. And I also built on either side a matching set of shelving units that are accessible from the front as well as some from the back. The ones here in the front on this side are full of electronics. On that side we keep some camping chairs. At the top we have our toiletries, hers and his side. And then in the back we're able to travel with 3 weeks worth of clothes in packing cubes that we packed along the back, and then it also tucks behind this panel. Another little fun thing that I want to show that we did is that a lot of times when we stop to camp, it's been a little warm this trip, so we've had to keep the windows down. So we built the van out with a bug net that simply comes right down. This is one of those magnetic automatic door nets that you'd stick around a door of your house. We just cut it down to fit our van. So let me show you around back one more thing, and so join me back here. So back here you can see our pillows for nighttime. You can see our panels, our blackout panels, and again with the Chrysler Town & Country, the back bench sheets fold into the ground, and by us removing those totally, we have a ton of storage. It needs a little bit of organization right now in the back. There's got to be 2 large suitcases worth of space where we keep some of our camping gear. So this is our van in driving mode. We're going to now stop, put it together in camping mode, and let you see what that looks like. Alright, so here we are in camping mode. The first thing we did was we opened up our ARB touring awning. It's an 8.5 foot by 8.5 foot awning that hangs off of a rack I built on top of the van. And then underneath that we hung a tent that gives us net tent for bug protection. You could zip it all up for perfect rain protection. And I suppose this is just our bonus room for our camping setup. So when you come inside, it's a great place for us to sit if it's a particularly buggy night and still enjoy the outdoors if we're not sitting around a fireplace. So the galley I wanted to show you. The first thing I did is I took the galley and I built it on 250-pound sliders. So the galley, when we are in camping mode, totally pulls out of the van. So we can set up our camp kitchen right outside. All right, so here we are in our camp kitchen. This is our cooktop, prep area, pantry, and pantry right here. So we have our trusty camp stove. Underneath it is our plates and bowls. We move over into here. We have some utensils, drying pad, cutting board that also doubles as a water basin. We have some dried food that we made that we take on our backpacking trips as well as this car camping trip. And over here we have some cleaning supplies. And then in our pantry we've got our cookware, some cast iron pots. We have our in here we have our spices, measuring cups and whatnot. We've got a place for our coffee cups and glass mugs behind that. And right up top here, some of our other cookware and silverware. But this is our galley that we've been able to use while we're camping right out here outside of the van. So now, why don't we take you inside and show you the inside when it transforms from couch mode into bed mode. Alrighty, so here we are in bed mode. So as I mentioned earlier, Susan and I are both under 6 foot. I'm about 5'11", she's about 5'7", and so what we did was we put together about a full-size bed. It's just smaller than a full-size bed, but we cut it down so it's only 6 foot long. So when this was in couch mode, there was a piece of wood and a couch cushion that was the backrest, and that piece is right here. So we have that. This was the backrest for the couch, and then the wood that you're leaning against is right underneath that, holding that up. And then the rest of the bed was this is an 8-inch memory foam bed that we cut down with bread scissors. Or bread knives, sort of automatic bread knives. We cut down a memory foam mattress that was our guest bedroom. So I guess we can't have friends over anymore. Oh well, we'll be on the road. So here we are. We've got, it's about 4 foot wide by about 6 foot long. And we've got our pillows, a couple of fans to keep us cool at night. The back windows open up, and I put bug screen in the back, so again we could open up the windows, not be bothered by bugs. And we put some fairy lights up along the top of the entertainment console that came in the van. And this is bed mode. And one of the things that we've totally loved is, as we've been traveling, is we could pull into a campsite late at night, park, make sure we're basically level, and we're done, we're ready to crash for the night. So this is our adventure van. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're inspired to get out for your own adventures. And thank you for letting us take a little bit of time to share with you some of our adventures.